You've had Wendy's nugs dipped in sauce, but have you had them covered in sauce? Wendy's new saucy nugs take the crispy and spicy nugs you love and turn them up to 11. Choose between flavors like buffalo or honey barbecue, garlic parm, or if you're a real heat seeker out there, you can try spicy ghost pepper only on Wendy's signature spicy nugs. Listen, I'm going to dare you to do it. I dare you. That's 7 delicious ways to try the nugs that you already love. Pick a flavor. Grab some extra napkins and then grab a few more napkins and prepare to nug like you've never nugged before. For a whole new way to nug, it's got to be Wendy's at participating U.S. Wendy's.
What's up, Cal fans? We're back with another episode of the California Golden Bear Cast. Golden Tweets edition. We have a very exciting episode of 12 Golden Tweets today. But first, we need to hear from the original America Online male announcer.
You've got mail.
Oh, so good. Second time was great. The pressure's going to be,
It's mounting. It's mounting. I felt my shoulders weighing down, man. It's mounting.
All right. Andy here, Rob alongside me. We're going to run through this very fast. It's going to be a little bit more of a accelerated Golden Tweet session. This is the post-Auburn session. We're a proud partner of the Blue Wire Podcast Network. Thank you for joining us. So, Rob, I will turn it over to you to run us through.
All right. First one we got here is from Sid, our dear friend Sid. Freaking out over this win. I think it's huge for morale boost for both the players and the fans, but wondering why we keep running it up the middle. I'm not a coach, but I feel like our O-line can't open up holes for our running backs just yet, or am I being too critical?
You take that.
I think it's a mixture of both. I think you're allowed to be a little bit more critical about this. But I also think that it was part of the game plan a little bit. We did see a lot more running outside of the tackles a little bit at Davis, but they kind of switched it up and went more inside as the game progressed against Davis, and then kept that continuing through. I think that our running backs currently are better between the tackles than they are outside, except for most likely for Jaden. I think also when Jet's on the field, they're either using him as a pass catching option or just, between the tackles. So I think, maybe that changes this week against San Diego State. But if they feel like they can get the push inside, I don't think I think they'll keep running it that way. I think the health of Vaticani is probably the big question mark of where our run game goes moving forward.
Can you explain the inside run concept?
Well, there's different things, but I think most of the time we run a split zone. So you'll have a tight end aligned with the line, and then the tight end is who splits the zone. So if you think of the O-line as one giant bubble, the tight end is going to hit either the gap between or usually he'll come across and he'll hit the gap between the left guard and the center, which if you're looking at it as a bubble, he cuts that bubble in half where 3 guys are on one side, 2 guys are on another. So that's quote unquote split zone. And usually that's where your running back is going to make their run. They're going to follow the tight end into that gap. That's kind of what we've been doing with split zone stuff. But I think some of the other aspects of it is you can use that as a fake and then count and run counter, which is instead of following the tight end, he'll run opposite. The running back will run opposite of the tight end. So you're hoping that the defense crashes into that gap because they see the tight end running into that gap, but you're gonna flip to the side, hoping that you have space. So these might be setup plays, I think, for the long term, but that just remains to be seen whether it's a personnel thing or if it's a game planning thing.
I think it's too early to throw away any of that. I will say for Javian Thomas, that dude, a small guy, but runs big.
Mm-hmm.
Runs big.
He can go. All right, moving on to the next one. We got one from Grumpy Bear. Number 1, when will Reese be back to full strength? That question is probably for the medical staff. I got
Good
no
luck
idea.
getting that answer.
Yeah, good luck getting that answer. Yeah.
That's not going to make Grumpy Bear any happier.
Yeah. Let me see if I can pull up what Wilcox said regarding Reese. But I think he said he was like week to week or for this week or hopeful this week. So, but I'll pull that up in a little bit. We'll go over this other stuff for now. If not, go watch Wilcox's pressure on YouTube, and you can probably get that answer. Number 2, I was impressed with Ko's leg, but can he put it between the pipes consistently? I think so. I think that's his third. He's kicked what 3 times this season.
Mm-hmm.
That was his third. So the third kick had the distance, and it just missed. But I can't really blame him for that one because that one's like 50 something yards out. But you have to say the miss was bad on that short field goal, that little chip
for sure.
So
I think that the thing is he knew he missed it on the short one, and it almost went in. I think there's a way that like you can miss field goals that inspire confidence and inspires chaos. And I think both of those misses for me inspired more confidence. It just looked like it was slightly right, especially on like the 51-yarder, I believe. Mm-hmm. And, I do think having Longwell there, as they said on the broadcast, it's such a positive. And as you said on the prior podcast, Rob, I think that like it just matters like how you miss. When I see college kickers that miss 25-yard field goals and the ball is going sideways and it's like way off to the left, you're like, oh, okay, we got a problem. Versus the guy that like lined it up and just pushed it barely to the right, but everything else looked good. I just sort of take that as, hey, but to the fact that even Wilcox sent him out for the 51-yarder was impressive to me. And I think that was good from 55, 56. Like that had more than enough leg. Yeah, and I'm glad we almost missed. I was like, are we going to miss the same number of field goals as we did a year ago? It was close.
It was
close.
It was close. I think the last thing I'll say on this is there's just so many other factors that go into kicking too. Like if there was no wind in the stadium, maybe that goes in, right? Maybe it doesn't doink off. Like and then also maybe if he kicked it on turf instead of on a grass field, it might have gone in, So there's just a lot of little factors that go into it. And I'm in agreement with Andy where this wasn't a question of do we need to switch out kickers, but more of he'll probably get into the rhythm of things after only 2 games and only 3 kicks in a game.
Last year was like devastatingly like, hey, we need to have a new kicker.
Yeah.
By the way, we didn't shout out Lachlan Wilson on the last podcast.
Who had great punts.
He was amazing.
He was. He's been on one. He's been on one this season so far.
Absolutely amazing. So hopefully that makes Grumpy Bear a happy bear.
He's got 2 more questions for us, though. Why haven't we been using Grizel more on the outside? He was so more productive. He was so much more productive last season. I know the answer to that one. It's because we moved him inside. And it's not that we don't want to use him outside, but if you spent an entire fall camp shifting a guy's position inside because we have more outside guys available with more speed, I don't think they're going to make that change unless it's absolutely necessary.
That's the thing I was going to say, though. It's like, why? And it's because you brought in all that talent from the transfer portal, right? Mm-hmm. Like that's the why you made that shift. And then why you stick with it is exactly what you just said.
Yeah. I mean, that's why Brady's playing out there. That's why Maven's playing out there. That's why Mikey Matthews is playing out there. That's why Mason Starley's playing out there. That's why Nizia is playing out there. Like they have the outside guys that they want and body types that they want. And they felt like Tron was going to be better served on the inside. I think Tron more so played on the outside last year because of need than want. Last thing is, do you expect Vadakani back this week? I hope so. At least from what I saw on the field, he looked like he looked like he was going to play in street clothes. He was hyping up the team. He was yelling at the O-line. Like he was into it. So hopefully so. This might be the best. I mean, I was saying this with all the other players. Anybody who's coming back from injury and potentially able to play against Florida State, this might be the perfect game to get them that 1 or 2 snaps just so they get a taste for their body to like get back into football shape. Assuming that we have a large lead. Next one from Max on Twitter. Concerns about offense outside Mendoza. 5-0 turnover differential with only 21 points. Need more against teams like Miami.
Yeah, not wrong.
Yeah.
I mean, the second half, I totally agree. Like, we disappeared 100%. And a lot of it had to do with the line and just not being able to adjust the pressure they were sending. There were some moments that looked like we have some plays that can adjust for that. Just like the screen that I mentioned in their previous pod.
Yep.
But, and I don't know how much like, it's an interesting question, right? Because it's like, Fernando second half versus Fernando first half, and we're crediting Fernando as being all of the offense, but like Fernando the second half just wasn't nearly as good as he was in the first. So, I think it all starts with the line. We got to get healthy there, and then probably add in a couple of the speed guys that are just hurt from a wide receiver position, and then also like Jaden being out. Like second half was a perfect time to have a running back that you can run out the clock with, and he's just not healthy. So he doesn't look healthy. He doesn't have that burst of speed that he normally has, and we're still figuring some things out with Kadarius, and like we just have some questions that haven't been answered at the running back position that I think we'll get clarity on that should allow the same. I couldn't agree more on the 5 that there should be more points on the board. Like that shouldn't have been a 1 touchdown outcome. Like, but
yeah. Yeah, I mean, I agree. I don't think it's like a red alarm concern yet, but it is something that's on the board of like this is something we should be thinking about.
Light it.
There's only one place you can hear a 3-time national championship winning head coach,
A Heisman Trophy winning running back and national champion.
And someone to keep everything on the tracks. Every week, Coach Urban Meyer, running back Mark Ingram, and me, Rob Stone, get into what matters most to you.
We take you inside the biggest moments in college football
while having some fun bringing you guests from all over sports and entertainment.
Watch Triple Option on YouTube or listen on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts.
What's up, everybody? It's Heisman Trophy winner Matt Leinart. I've got a podcast called Throwbacks with actor Jerry Ferrar where we'll be talking all things sports, but also so much more. We'll give you the behind-the-scenes stories from my days as the quarterback on an iconic college football team to Jerry's days as a star on an iconic TV series. So subscribe to Throwbacks wherever you download your podcasts and follow us on all social media at Throwback Show.
Next one is from N on Twitter. How would you grade the refs and what do you think of their penalties? How were your interactions with Auburn fans? I went to the game and received a few welcome to Auburn, but that was it. We kind of did talk about the refs in our prior pod, but do you have any like outstanding thoughts about the calls?
Nothing different, but I would love to hear your perspective and maybe just compare, like, because Notre Dame was like incredibly nice, right? Where they were like, please let us know if you're not having a fantastic experience as you are visiting our immaculate campus here at Notre Dame. It was like every person was like, is there anything I can do to make your visitor experience here better? And they're like, what is happening? So what was it like for you?
I think for Auburn, it was pretty much what they said. I mean, a lot of people would come up to us and just be like, hey, like, are you guys from California? Like, thanks for coming out to Auburn. Like, I hope you really enjoy your time. No one really said profanities or anything at us. I mean, we got after the game though, like we did get the occasional like frat guy who like just muttered some profanities at us as we walked by, just wearing Cal gear under his breath. But what university isn't going to have that? So the majority of people were really nice.
That's the thing. When I went to Ohio State, everybody was so nice before the game.
Yeah,
because nobody thought it was going to be close.
Yep.
And then when we almost won, and I was at a bar and they won the game.
Yeah.
That's when this bro was like out of nowhere. I was just standing there. He's like, I'm gonna punch you. I was like, why? You won the game.
We got some, I mean, we did get some weird comments at the bars too. We got one guy who said like, I really hate liberals. And I was like, I don't know what that has to do with us being at a football game, but sure. Okay.
Just randomly, no context.
I don't remember what the context was, but it was with our group, and I guess they were just chatting it up, and they were just like, I think they were happy, and they were just like, just being very, very nice to us as being like Cal fans, being at Auburn. But like, I think that it just kind of creeped into like as a joke. They're like, but I really hate liberals. So, all right, bro, all right. But yeah, we didn't really have any big ones. God. We got a question from one of the Cal burners. It says, how many Auburn girls could QB1 score with if he told them, check out my Cuban Missile baby?
Oh my gosh.
Oh, good Lord.
I'm telling you, I'm going to continue to call the Cal burners the Burning Man, the Cal Bears that go to Burning Man.
Hey man, they get shout outs from Mendoza now. They're a big part of the community now. It is cool to I'll shout them out here because it is cool. Like if you see any opposing fan come into any of our comments or any of our like tweets, like the burners are there to defend us. It's pretty amazing. I absolutely love it.
Ladies and gentlemen, social media in 2024, a world that I know nothing about. And I am so happy about that.
Hey, I have they're my O-line. It's amazing. They're so protective. I feel so warm and fuzzy whenever they come to my defense. It's great. I love it. I absolutely love it. Next one from DK. What do our chances look like in a 12-team playoff? I genuinely feel like we have a legitimate shot.
That's it. That was the overreaction I was expecting from you today. I was like, where is this?
I think, well, to be fair, I think On3 has like a percentage of like teams. We've entered the top 25 percentages at about 8% chance of making the CFB. I will tell you this. If we do happen to make it into it this season, our fan base is going to be absolutely unhinged.
Yeah, it's crazy. I will spend unlimited amounts of money to be at that game. Are you kidding me? Like that would. I have my "You Only Live Once" fund.
Yeah,
and
you will empty it for this if it happens.
Oh, without any doubt, without any doubt. And it will not be bad seats. It will be yeah. It'll be. I will be there, and everyone in my life understands where I will be if that happens.
Number 2 from DK is Pack Memorial ? Miami, San Diego State, Oregon State. I think Miami.
Yeah, Miami, big time.
Miami.
Chris Paul too. Like if they're top 10, I mean, please let that game day situation happen. That would be incredible. But I think Miami is their best shot at. I do think the non-conference games will perform well this year. I just get this feeling that, these are teams, some part of me is like, maybe, Cuse isn't going to travel with a big fan base, but you just like never know how many of those alumni are in the Bay Area.
Yeah. I think out of those games though, I think the surprise one might be Oregon State, just because like I think nostalgia kicks in and it's just, the Pac-12 opponent just coming back.
That would be wild.
Yeah. Next one, Vinny Barrington sends us number 1. Which starters do you think we should rest against San Diego State so that they're able to get fully healthy?
0.
Ott?
Yeah, it's hard to find Jaden, but like literally none. You can't overlook this game. This is classic. Like you can't do that. So, yeah, I mean, this isn't the NFL. Like where CMC and the Niners are saying the Niners have 18 games, right? It's ridiculous. You have way more games. So the Niners can say, CMC, your calves are tight. It's not worth it for us. And we probably got this. Like, but like you just can't do that in college football. Mm-hmm. And it is so funny. Like this is actually an interesting question because it's a thought that's been on my mind, which is that like, it's actually hilarious that for the like until this season that the first week of the product, somebody's dreams of being able to compete for a championship were over after the
Yeah.
first week.
Yeah.
First week. And that's what it was for us for years. It was like that. And we were all like, oh, yeah, this is normal. Just after the first week, one game. You're like, oh, that was it. Pack it in. Season's over. Coach is on the hot seat. We got to do something new next year. I mean, it's crazy. It was crazy to think that like that was the normal. And there's nothing else like it. I can't think of any other sport where you lose one game in your season, your ability to win a championship goes from possible to impossible after one game. And so, anyways, college football isn't set up that exact way. Cal could lose against San Diego State and be fine in regards to the conference, but in regards to making the playoff, they would not be fine. So you can't. You still have too few spots in a massive amount of teams. There's really nothing quite like it. Basketball, a little bit in NCAA, but you know the NFL or any professional league, you're about 50% of teams that are now making playoffs because they want us to make more money. So it's really just a high percentage of those teams. Like 12 teams make this playoff out of forget how many. 128?
133 now, I think.
133?
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's not even close from a percentage perspective. Like, vastly different. So, every game still matters much greater degree than the NFL. So, that's why I don't think you can take any starter that's able to play should play. Yeah, I don't think you can overlook that.
Yeah, I think so too. I think for me, if I was the coach, what I might do is I might suit everyone up and I might start with the twos, like maybe the first drive or second up to maybe the second drive, and just be like, all right, can we get this out with just them? But if not, just break everyone's in case of emergency and just throw all the starters back out there. That's what I would do, but I'm not the coach.
I don't think you can do that.
Yeah.
I'd be opposite. I think you go ones, and then if you can build a big enough lead, then you take them out.
Okay.
Because I don't want to get into the mentality of my own players that they can overlook this opponent. And
True.
and for me as an athlete, I don't want my ones to come in cold and be like, oh, now I have to get up. I'd rather just have my ones like up, ready to go. And then, let's knock them out early so I can just relax. But
makes sense. He has a second question. Does a 4-0 start get us college game day against Miami?
Look, I mean, there's been a couple of times where we thought it would happen. We already have 3 top 25 votes in the AP poll right now, right? So 4-0, I'm assuming at 3-0 that Cal might actually be knocking on or at top 25.
Yeah, I think we probably make like the 28 mark, like the 28 to 32.
Yeah,
somewhere around there.
I mean, if we come out with like a dominant win against San Diego State, and like Fernando looks like a legit, I mean, I could see us breaking in top 25. And then if we beat Florida State, you're looking at maybe even top 15 now, like top.
Yeah, you're looking at chaos.
So you're talking about the top 15 and Miami's top 10, top 5.
That's under the assumption that Miami keeps winning too.
Right.
Yeah.
So hard to imagine a better matchup at that point. I bet the SEC is always going to have something going on.
Yep.
I think from having met Chris Fowler and Herb Street back in the day, like the desire from that group to have game day at Cal is extraordinarily high. Like I was very blessed at the Oregon game in 2007 to be on the sideline and then be with game day and go on the bus and like meet Corso and like meet everybody else and Fowler and spend time with them. They're all like fantastic, like great. And I know from them that when they were talking to us, the last thing that Fowler said to us is like, if y'all keep handling your business, we'll see you for USC. Like, so he is rooting for it to happen. And so I know that we have somebody that's representing the desire to go to Cal and have it be at Cal. So let's make that happen. It'd be so good.
We're taking days off to just be like there, wherever they set up. You know what I mean? Like, All right. Next one from Tyler. Few questions. Number one, procedural penalties. Generally a lot of slop. Yes, but I'm gonna just toss that up to just the atmosphere and just the silent count. Like going with the silent count. I just think I just don't think there was enough turnaround, particularly with our O line, because we've been talking about how our O line is like just a brand new O line, right? There's a lot of guys that we plug and played. So to have that and the atmosphere and having to go with the silent count, I just think it's just a recipe for having some of those. I wasn't expecting a clean game. Absolutely expecting some like false starts. So number two, does anyone else get nervous when Mendoza runs? I don't know if he has developed a slide in his arsenal yet. He just needs to save his body a bit more, in my opinion.
Yeah, of course.
Yep. I mean, but that's the thing with any young quarterback that like scrambles out of the pocket is that they just
same with Purdy yesterday.
Yeah, they just don't. I mean, Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, even the most athletic of quarterbacks, like just they don't slide.
Yeah, terrifying.
Yeah,
absolutely terrifying.
Yeah. Number three, how bad is the Ott injury, and do I need to schedule surgery? Well, I don't know if you need to schedule surgery.
Are you a surgeon?
I don't know how that works. Like, are you like? Let's say, like,
I don't need to schedule my surgery now. What surgery is it?
The only thing is, like, let's say, because, like, just based off of educated guess, right? Like, Ott's wearing that like brace on his knee.
Yeah.
Like, let's say it's a ligament injury in his knee. Like, are there ligament transplant surgeries? Like, can I schedule a surgery to give up my ligament to someone?
I get it now.
Is that doable?
Okay. All right. Okay.
If that's what he's alluding to,
no,
like,
that's definitely it. That makes more sense.
But I don't know if that's possible.
Transplant
of a ligament. But even then,
I think Tyler's just willing to give his leg.
I mean, but even then, right? Like, unless he's another Division I athlete, do we really want to be giving our body parts to a Division I athlete? Like, what use is my muscles and my tendons going to do for a man who probably lifts as much as I weigh?
He's going to have some creaky knees if he gets my right leg.
Yeah, exactly.
He's get them creaky knees. Enjoy that.
You can't do that.
That patella tendonitis. That's super fun.
Not great. But yeah, I mean, Tyler, your body, your choice. Callie Scotty says, great win. Hopefully we take our business this week against SCSU. I'm happy for Wilcox. Yeah, I think that's a sentence that's, I think, very, very much not said enough about this win. Happy for Wilcox.
Yeah.
Number one, how would you rate O-line play? Update on Vaticani, McDonald, and Morrow. I think we kind of talked about that earlier too, so I'm gonna kind of skip the rate the O-line play. But update on Vaticani and McDonald and Morrow. Morrow played, so I think he's fine. Vaticani looks fine on the sideline, so I guess it's just a moment of when he gets medically cleared. McDonald had this like sling on his arm when I saw him at Davis, but then he didn't have the sling when I saw him against Auburn. So make of that what you will.
Yeah.
Number two, thoughts on the new threads. I like, the gold helmet with the white jersey looks very, very nice.
Sick. Yeah. Nike's killing it with us.
Yeah.
Killing it. Under Armour's garbage.
Get out of here.
Yeah.
Get out of here. Takers 2.0, or should a new name be considered? If so, what should it be? There is a new little moniker that's been going around about this particular defense, and they're calling it, because of Auburn, they're calling it the woke mob.
Oh, wow. Is that an internet thing, though, or is that a player's thing?
Well, I think it's a Twitter thing of the fans, because they were just trying to think of a name for this defense, and it's like, what could we do? And, people kept making fun of, liberals and woke mob mentality and so on. So it's like, there's so many, you're not on Twitter, so you don't see this, but there's so many tweets that like we've been, that have erupted over all of college football and all of Twitter over the last couple of days. One of which says that you lost to the woke media agenda. It's incredible content. Like one of our buddies, he posted the thing on Paul Finnenbaum's show with Paul Finnenbaum saying there's absolutely no way, like there's no world where Cal beats Auburn. And then he tweeted that clip. Lane Kiffin quote tweeted that, saying like, "So what are you actually good at?"
Oh my God.
As much as I know you hate like just the some of the social media things, these are the moments where I'm like, this is the best. Like just seeing those tweets go out, it's just, and them getting like, there's one from Don Grizel who got, I think his impressions on Twitter was over 1 million impressions. It's insane coming from this little corner of Cal Twitter exploding on the internet.
This Lane Kiffin, this is so good. Feinbaum said there's no chance Auburn loses to Cal. None. Book it. I think if it goes thinking emoji, Feinbaum, what are you good at again? Question mark. And the I don't know emoji. That's unbelievable. Unbelievable.
The content writes itself, man. The content writes itself. But yes, new nickname for the team or the defense. I think we're trying to run with woke mob. I think it's a fun one.
No way.
I think it's a fun one.
That's such an internet thing. Like the players will choose. The players will make their own.
Yeah.
The woke mob.
We're as leftist as they come, I guess, in Berkeley. Next one from Paul Jones. Do you think we will see them start to incorporate Chandler Rogers into the offense as we get farther into the season? Could be special packages for him, designed QB runs, etc. I think we probably start to see less of Chandler Rogers as we move further into the season. Though there could be special packages for him, I think that is probably still in existence. I think the Auburn game kind of showed like maybe there are a couple of moments where you might want to run option with him just as a better running quarterback. But I think outside of that, you're probably going to see Mendoza be the majority. Next one is from Cal Bears LFG. Auburn's blitz was working in the second half. Why wouldn't a 2-back set with running backs that can catch the ball be a nice counter to that? It would be a good counter to that, but I don't know if that's in the playbook. And you can't really add something that's not in the playbook. So sadly, real football is not like Madden where you can customize your playbook week to week and your players know how to run it particularly well. And then we have fast receivers that can get separation, and a guy like Starling that can go up and get one. A back not blocking could leak out. Yeah, once again, I think that's a smart play. It's just a matter of, was it in the playbook? Is it in the playbook? And whatever. I mean, we also don't know what the game planning was when they looked at all the Auburn tape. So, but against what you're saying in particular, against the Auburn blitz, I think that is a way you can probably do that too. Also, you can run if they're running blitz, you can counter that with Andy's favorite wide receiver and halfback screens.
Absolutely. Please.
Last one from John Clemens. Will we use SDSU as a chance to continue to work on the offense, or do you think we'll go back vanilla UC Davis offense to not put more stuff on tape? I think we go full out. I don't think we go full out. I don't think we're going to show everything, but I think we're going to show them what we want them to see. There's going to be some. Yeah.
I mean, we've kind of said it. Like, you can't overlook the opponent here. Mm-hmm. And I think like a statement win matters, especially at home. Like it would matter. And if we want to like have sellouts going forward, throwing 30 up against San Diego State, 30 to 7, 30 to 10, it would go a long way.
Yeah. I think much like, we mentioned at the Davis game, right? Like they were looking to do a swinging gate type of trick play on that first touchdown of the game. I think if you come out against SCSU and kind of do that to get the fan base and all the crowd a little bit more into the game, I think this could be an easy push game. Yeah, that's it. Anything else, Andy?
That's the golden tweets for you.
That's golden tweets for you. Actually, never mind. There's two more. Oh wow, there's three more. One from Kevin Mo Wong. Don't know if you can answer this, but what do you think has led to this recent growth of Cal Twitter? Like, why now? What makes this moment so unique for everyone to be tweeting so many Homer brilliant, hilarious tweets? We've had hope before, but this feels new. Since Andy's not on Twitter, I'll answer this. I think it's
this is all you.
Yeah, I think it's a little bit of one. Cal is looking very optimistic, and people are actually hyped around it, particularly coming off of how well we recruited out of the transfer portal and the roster buildup. Two, it's a generational change. I think. I just think our fan base is getting younger, and hopefully that trend continues. One more or two more. I wasn't really sold on Nando, but now holy balls, I'd follow this man to Mordor. Oh, Fernando. I guess he is our Frodo Baggins then.
Well, definitely with the hair.
Yeah,
the
I guess so.
Absolutely.
I guess
absolutely.
So. Our last one, Andy. I am. Oh my god. I am Amit Tamir says, can we get a no holds barred cage match between all the Cal podcasters versus all the Auburn podcasters so we can settle family business once and for all? And then he says, parenthesis, sees picture of what Cal podcasters actually look like, and parenthesis, and he says, maybe let's just have a chess tournament or something.
Yeah, what's going on? I'm gonna take the big Southern dudes are gonna,
What would you want to participate in to make that happen though? Like, would a tennis?
I know exactly what I would want to.
A tennis match?
No, anyway, I mean, the real answer would be, I see me on pickleball court, no problem. But I think that if I would encourage them to challenge us to original N64, Mario Kart, Wario Stadium.
Mm-hmm.
You can beat us on that, then I'll tip my hat. But you're not going to beat us. So
Mario Tennis and Mario Golf on the Nintendo Switch, Andy and I are particularly pretty solid at too.
Nah. There's way better people.
I think there's way better people, but I don't think Auburn podcasters are those people. I'm just saying the likelihood of Auburn podcasters being those people are very low.
I want OG N64, Mario Kart, Wario Stadium.
All right.
And if they want to come see us on that, make it happen.
Come catch the fade with the...
Maybe I can visit the state of Alabama after all.
Come catch the fade with this N64 controller. We'll throw hands. Oh, that's a fun one to end on. All right. Well, that wraps it up for us here on the Golden Bearcast with this episode of the Golden Tweets. We'll see ya in a week's time after San Diego State. Knock on wood. Go Bears. Hopefully it's a victory. And
go Bears.
I guess go Bears.
You said it.
I did. You gotta say it back.
Rule.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah. I'm just gonna wrap it up. We're over. We're done. See you later, folks.